गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः रामोपि मुनिमाया this is chapter, which chapter you said? Chapter 3. Aranya Kanda chapter 3 verse number 14. Okay, 13-14. रामोपि मुनिमायान्तं दृष्ट्वा हर्षसमाकुलः सीतया लक्ष्मणेनापि दण्डवत्पतितो भुवि द्रुतमुत्याहाप्य मुनिराड् राममालिङ्ग्य भक्तितः तद्गत्रस्पर्शजाह्लाद स्रवन्नेत्रजलाकुलः. This is, we are talking about the moment that we have reached in Adhyatma Ramayan is Sutikshna, a disciple of Agastya Rishi. He has brought Sri Ramchandraji to his guru's ashram, and his guru is Sage Agastya. And the Sage Agastya was sitting there, and what was he doing? He was teaching all other sages the subtle truths of the reality and the creation, whatever. And at that end, apart from that, the main theme of the discussion of Agastya Maharaj along with his other munis and rishis was Ram. And while this discussion is going on, at that time Sutikshna comes inside the ashram on the instructions of Sri Ram. Go and tell Agastya Maharaj that Ram, Sita and Lakshmana have come. We should not go unannounced. So Sutikshna goes and tells, and the moment he tells Sage Agastya says, oh, go, quickly bring them back. But before even Sutikshna could turn around and start walking towards the out of the ashram, Sage Agastya got up from his seat and quickly walked ahead of Sutikshna and welcomed Sri Ram. And here it says, Ramopi munimayantam drishtva harsha samakulah sitaya lakshmanenapi dandavat patito bhuvi. And the drama has to go on. Sri Ram, who is in the form of a human being, he has taken an incarnation to show what one human being can achieve. That one, in spite of all difficulties, challenges, one can still live within the parameters of dharma, and that is the Maryada Purushottam Ram. And he is doing that. And here, when he saw the sage coming towards him, Ramchandraji was exhilarated, and he joyfully straight away went and laid flat at the feet of Agastya Maharaj to pay his salutations. Then the king among sages, Muni, Drutamutthapya Munirad. Munirad means the king of sages, the greatest among all the sages. Rama Malingya Bhaktidaha. He hugged Sri Ram with great devotion and love. Tadgatra sparsha jahlada sravanne jala kulaha. And the bliss and happiness that he derived by the touch or contact with the body of Sri Ram made the sage's eyes, here it says, Sravanne Jalakulaha. Sravanne means the tears welled up in his eyes. Jala is jal, you understand, water started flowing from his eyes. Eyes became moist. And because of the ecstasy, because of the bliss of touching, sometimes when you are in a particular temple, or you are in front of a sage, in front of a master, suddenly a thrill goes through your body. Every pore is alive. Every pore is, you can feel that it is pulsating. That alertness, that is what has happened to our Agastya Maharaj, along with a great welling of love and affection for Sri Ram, whom he has instructed his student Sutikshna, go, Ram will come and give darshan to you, and you will be instrumental in bringing Sri Ram to me. And that's what is happening now. Continuing 15th verse, 15th and 16th. Gruhitva karamekena karena raghunandanam jagama sashramam drishto manasa munipungavaha sukhopavishtam sampujya pujaya bahuvistaram bhojayitva yathanyayam bhojairvanyairane. Then the sage caught hold of one hand of Sri Ram and escorted him most cheerfully into his hermitage. घर में आ गए, अरे यार इतने सारे लोग आ गए, बोला first you want to do the right thing, then so many people have come, then oh my God, I have to clean up after they go, so many dishes, I have to do the jhadu, I have to reset the furniture, might as well not have a satsang. Thinking about this, satsang is not more important. Important is the cleaning. That is the pathetic. Many places we have seen. Nobody has said that where we have gone, but we hear people telling, काम बहुत हो जाता है बाद में. Then there what did he say here? Sukhopavishtam sampujya. Then he gave a nice comfortable seat to Sri Ram to sit down. Sampujya puja bahuvistaram. And in detail, what is detail? 16 step puja. So they were already, dhyanam was going on because all the sages were thinking. Avanam Sutikshna brought him. Then asanam he has given. Then afterward he will wash his feet. All the 16 steps our Panditji will tell sitting here. So all the 16 steps will be done. Vistaram. Vistaram means with great detail. Because first time I shouldn't say first time, but in Agastya's life and Sutikshna's life and all other sages, Lord himself has incarnated and is sitting among them. I have missed the opportunity. Last week we were talking about Satya Sai Baba. So many people talk ill, isn't it? But why we should miss the opportunity? We went and met. You also met, no? Yeah, a few times. So we must not go into all these discussions. Bhojayitva yathanyayam. So after having done the puja, then what do? Then you offer prasad. Bhojayitva. You gave him food to eat. And bhojair vanyairane. And variety of foods were given, and various and the seasonal fruits of the forest. Continuing 17, 18 and 19 verse. If those people who are listening from India, if you don't have Adhyatma Ramayan, let me know, I will send it to you. Send me an SMS on the Australian number. Sukhopavishtame Ramam Shashinibananam Krutanjaliruvachedam Agastyo Bhagavan Rishihi Tvadagamanamevaaham Pratikshan Samavasthitaha Yada Kshira Samudrante Brahmana Prarthitah Pura Bhumer Bhara Punath Yartham Bravanasya Vadhaya Cha तदादि दर्शनाकांक्षी तव राम तपश्चरन् वसामि मुनिभिः सार्धं त्वामेव परिचिन्तयन्. When Sri Ram was sitting and comfortably alone, Lord Agastya, the Lord of the sages, why Lord? Munirad. Munirad means Lord of the sages, the King of the sages and hermits, said to Sri Ram, who was there, Shashi Nibhananam, who was sitting there with a cool countenance, sending his love and his vibration to everyone who is sitting, who was there, full moon. And he said to Sri Ram, he said, O Sri Ram, Tvadagamanamevaham pratikshan samavasthitam yada kshira samudrante brahmana prarthitah pura. The prayers of all the Brahmanas have come true. Here what he says, O Sri Ram, since the time when near the Kshir Sagar, the ocean of milk, Lord Brahma had prayed to you to kill Ravana in order to remove the burden of the earth. I have been living here along with other sages and hermits and seers with a desire to have your divine holy darshan, doing tapas, austerities, penance, and always remembering and thinking about you and waiting for your auspicious arrival. See? Why? Why? Now we know 4th July or 6th July, something like that, our Bade Swamiji is going to come. So now you know the date. Every day, अरे 5 महीने रहेगा, अरे 4 महीने रहेगा, अरे 3 महीने रहेगा. So whenever, whoever we revere, and when we know, here they knew he was going to come. When he was going to come, they didn't know. It was up to Sutikshna, and Sutikshna was dependent on when Ram comes to him. So Agastya Maharaj, is he having the power to see past, present? Yes, but he doesn't use it for that. फालतू चीज़ों में ज़रूरत, if it is not required, then you should not use those powers. So he says that Lord Brahma had prayed to, because Lord Brahma gave the boon to Ravana. What was the boon? You remember? That other than man and monkey, nobody should be able to kill me. And he gave him the nectar, which was in his nabhi, in his navel, right? Now Brahmaji has done that to whom? See, these gods have one problem. You know what? Tell me, what is the problem with all the gods? Huh? Boons, not easily. No god gives it to you easily. They can be pleased easily. And the most easily pleased is Shambho, Mahadev. So what is the problem with these gods? That if it is a Deva, if it is an Asura, if it is a human being, anyone, even if it is a murderer, if he does enough tapasya, makes his mind single pointed on that God and invokes him, they have got, and if he does the required focus and bhav, with the feeling, they have got no choice but to give the boon. They have to give the blessings, even if it is in Rakshasa or Asura. And that is the situation with Brahmaji also, Shivji also, and Vishnu also. So here Brahmaji had given the boon to Ravana, Kumbhakarna, isn't it? You know all that. And then he had requested Narayana, because Kshir Sagar is that milky ocean where the Sheshnag is lying, and on him Narayana is sleeping, is in his Yoga Nidra, not sleeping, Yoga Nidra, with the Lakshmi at his feet. So there Brahmaji had gone after this incident had happened, that you have to do something, because initially Ravana was okay, but as his arrogance kept growing, he became a menace to the humanity. He started troubling the Rishi Munis. Why didn't he disturb Agastya Muni? He dare not. If he comes here, Agastya Muni has enough powers to put him in place. But the thing is, the saints and sages, they don't use those powers so easily, so loosely. See, Hanumanji said, Sita ji, I can take you from here back to Ramchandra ji straight away. Give the command. What did Sita ji say? No, it is Ram's job to come and protect me and make me free from here. You may be able to do it, but it is his job. Similarly, saints and sages, they are not kshatriyas. They are not there to fight. Yet, he breaks his rule sometimes when he ate those two Rakshasas. क्या नाम था उनका? You remember the two Rakshasas? The brother used to make the meat curry and give it to him, and one day, क्या नाम है उनका? कुंभ निकुंभ. आ जाएगा याद, जब आएगा तो बता दूंगा. So that time they found this Agastya Rishi walking around, and they said, alright, this is a fat fellow, it will be nice to eat this fellow. And please, Brahman, they took the form of a Brahmin, and they said, please, we want to give bhiksha, come to our house, we don't eat till we don't feed. And what the younger brother used to do, he used to cut the elder brother into pieces, make a meat curry out of it, and feed any passerby. And after feeding them, he then from outside he will say, hey brother, come out, and the brother will tear open the tummy of that person who has eaten and come out, and then they both will eat that fellow. That way they have not done anything wrong, they have not killed anyone. तो हत्या होती है ना, ब्राह्मण हत्या. So they called our Agastya Rishi, and he said, okay, if that is the rule, no problem. And Agastya Rishi knew what they are going to do. He made the curry out of his elder brother, and Agastya Maharaj ate the whole curry. And before the younger brother could call out the elder brother, he put one hand. You know, normally if you rub your tummy clockwise, the thing gets digested and you will get a burp. He just did once, and he called out once, twice, thrice. Nobody came out. So in this way, he took care of both of them. So where it is required, they will do it, but not. So here, continuing in the 20th and 21st verse, सृष्टे प्रगेक एवासीः निर्विकल्पोऽनुपाधिकः त्वदाश्रया त्वद्विषया माया ते शक्तिरुच्यते त्वामेव निर्गुणं शक्तिः आवृणोति यदा तदा अव्याकृतमिति प्राहुः वेदान्त परिनिष्ठिताः. In the beginning of this creation, you were all alone, were without an alternative or any attributes. There was nothing else other than you. Sage Agastya is bringing and singing the glory of Sri Ram. Who is this Sri Ram? Is this Sri Ram the person whom you see with the form in front of your eyes? Or he is the Anadi Purusha, the first person? In Sanskrit, you have the first person, second person, third person. So Agastya Maharaj is doing the puja of Sri Ram sitting in front of him. Is he the first, second, or third? When he looks at his body, it is the third person. I am looking at you, Narayana. Naam Narayan, सामने बैठा है, Narayana, third person. But here, Agastya Maharaj, now after having done all the puja, food, etc., his attention is going to the origin, that principle which has manifested, that principle which has incarnated as Sri Ram. See? And who is that? Narayana sleeping in the Yoga Nidra with Lakshmi at his feet on the Sheshnag in the ocean. That also is a picture that you have created. But what is its symbolic meaning? That is being told here. That before the creation came out, creation has got two rules. What are the rules of the creation? This should be on your fingertips. What is the rule of creation or Shakti? Change. How does it change? What is the two changes that happen? Good. Creation is manifestation and unmanifestation. That's all it is. And when you break this manifestation and unmanifestation into further three, then it becomes Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti at the totality level. Then at that level, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh come. Understand? Brahmaji is the consciousness at the total sleep state. Vishnuji is for the total waking state, and Shivji is for the total deep sleep. So even before Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh came, who was there? Manifestation and unmanifestation. This flux is going on. It's going on inside you. It's going on inside the creation. Everywhere it is going on. This fan is also giving you air only based on the flux. There's a pulsation that is making it give out the air. Manifestation, open your eyes. Unmanifestation, close your eyes. Action, breathe in. No action, breathe out. Continue, again a flux. So this is, everything is perfect. Everything that you can experience. Where can you experience? In your mind. Isn't it? That the nature of the mind is flux, manifestation and unmanifest. Before this, Shakti could express herself. What was there? It must be someone's Shakti. Who is that? So in Shiv Puran we say it is Lord Shiva. Here it is. Here Agastya Rishi is taking us back to, from the waking state he is taking us back. So he says that Ram, I am seeing you like this, but before, in the beginning of this creation, you were all alone. You were one without a second principle. Ekameva dvitiya nanasti kinchana. Just like when we started our Amrit Anubhav, the chapter began with Paramashiva. Shiva Shakti Samavesh. The first topic was Paramashiva. That Paramashiva then became two, Shiva Shakti. Then that Shakti became three, Sattva Rajas Tamas. Then the whole creation began. But what was there before Shiva Shakti? There's only, we are giving it a word Paramashiva. Here he's saying you are that Ram, that the first one, the one without a second. That is Ram. Because in that principle, all names are included. Nothing is outside that. Only when that one as if manifests or becomes aware of its potentiality, then the creation begins. So here he says that there you have got no alternative and no attributes, no qualities. There is nobody other than you. Maya, which relies on you, is sustained by you, dwells in you, and which has you as its subject or focus. This is one big rule. If you simply understand it, your life will change here and now. Maya at the totality level is Shakti. Maya at individuality level is mind. What is the rule of Maya? How does Shakti behave? Here it says that she is sustained by you, she dwells in you, and her only subject of focus is you. That's why Lakshmi is sitting at the feet of Vishnuji. Parvati is always looking at Shivji even if he's in meditation, isn't it? Saraswati ji is also facing always Brahmaji. But our mind, which is a representation, a minuscule part of that total Shakti, just like a wave is a part of the total ocean, our mind is a part of that total Shakti. Where is it focused? It is focused on the variety, and therefore it loses the plot. If that focus shifts to Ram, if it shifts to Shiva or if it shifts to the Atmic principle, then all harmony starts coming about. See? So here he says, that is sustained by you, dwells in you, and which has you as its subject or focus, is said to be your infinite, eternal, primordial energy. So same way, this mind is your energy. How do you utilize it? How do you unfold it? Do you make the mind crystallized into, I am a man, I am a husband, I am a wife, I am sick, I am this body? This is all crystallization. Or do you keep thinking by the mind, I am of the nature of Atma, I am one with Sri Ram or Sri Narayana or Shiv Shambho, and then initially make yourself focused on the Lord and then merge into the Lord? Or contemplate on the I and come back to the Atmic principle? How do you utilize this mind? Do you utilize it to satisfy your desires for the world, or you utilize it to satisfy the desire of realization? Human birth is only for one purpose, human liberation from this body, liberation from birth and death. That is what the purpose is. And the only tool we have is our mind, this Shakti. How do we utilize it? So here is a pointer to us that this is just like Lord's primordial energy and infinite energy is that Maya Shakti, similarly because this is Adhyatma Ramayan, it must be applicable on ourselves. So what is our Shakti? Our Shakti is the mind. Is the mind focused on the self, or is the mind focused on the world? That's the only thing you have to be aware of all the time. If it is on the world, take it away from the variety, from the multiplicity, and shift it back to the self or the Lord, because that's what at the totality level Shakti is doing. Tvameva nirgunam shaktihi avrunoti yada tada avyakrutamiti prahuhu vedanta parinishthitaha. When this Maya energy, this infinite creative energy surrounds you as a sheath or cover, your nirgun, your formlessness gets covered, and she attributes you a certain quality, certain attributes, and that attribute at the sattvic level is called as Vishnu, at the rajasic level is called as Brahma, at tamasic level it is called as Shiva. It is this Shakti which is giving the Parama Purusha the form, who is actually formless, who is actually attributeless, qualityless. She gives him the form, she gives him the quality. Now you just think coolly. How do you know that the whole world is? Because you have a mind, therefore you can come to know, isn't it? Just having senses will not be enough to come to know the world. You have a mind. The senses are bringing the stimuli, and you are saying that, yeah, this is man, this is woman, this is chair, this is table, etc., etc., isn't it? Have you thought that even this body is the thought in your mind? Because your eyes are seeing this body, and the thought is coming, oh, this is the body, I am this body. Isn't it? So everything is in the mind. So you are essentially the master of the mind. But now what has happened? You have taken a position only with reference to this body. So you are essentially infinite, and you have now accepted yourself as finite. And the whole drama begins after that. Which drama? The miserable drama. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are not miserable. Brahmaji also can sometimes become miserable. Vishnu and Shiva are never miserable. They do the drama of being miserable. Can you do the drama of being miserable? We can experiment right now. Instead of speaking for 1 hour, 1 hour 15, I'll go for 3 hours. We'll see the misery happening. Huh? She covers your nirgun and gives you characteristic form with the adjectives of unmanifest, indefinable, intangible, etc., etc., incomprehensible, beyond perception. So this is exactly what Jnaneshwar Maharaj also says. He gives the names. We say that the Paramatma is, the Paramashiva is Satchidananda Swarup, is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarup. He said, nope, these names are all abuses to the divine. He says Sat is being used only to cancel Asat. Chit is being used to cancel Achit. Anand is being used to cancel Dukkham. Nitya is being used to cancel Anitya. Nitya Shuddha. Shuddha is being used to cancel Ashuddha. Because in creation, wherever there is a word, automatically an opposite will be created. So all these words, even though, what do you understand by the word infinite? The Lord is infinite. The Lord is incomprehensible. You use this sentence, but what do you understand by it? I know. He cannot be understood. What cannot be understood? How can you understand? That your whole experience of life is with forms, with contours. You can only, a thought can be created only with some quality or some form. When you say infinite, what have you understood? Nothing. But still some sense of understanding is there. So these various names of infinitude, incomprehensible, etc., intangible, unclear, inarticulate, etc., that one without a second is beyond perception, beyond the mind, beyond the senses and beyond the mind. By those who are steeped in Vedanta philosophy of the Upanishads, she only gives those names. Vedanta is also part of creation. Vedanta meaning the Vedanta philosophy is a part of this creation. It comes from the Upanishads. So the Upanishads, those who have studied the Upanishads, they call Ram by those words what we just used. Moola prakriti rityeke prahurmayeti kechana avidya sansrutir bandha ityadi bahudhochyate tvaya sanshobhyamana sa महतत्वं प्रसूयते महतत्वादहंकारः त्वया संचोदितादभूत अहंकारो महत्तत्व संवृतस्त्रिविधो भवत सात्विको राजसश्चैव तामसश्चेति भण्यते. Whatever I told you just now is being explained. It's a natural flow. I didn't read these verses, but they're exactly the same. Some call this Maya, the delusionary power, the cosmic energy, as essential nature, and others call it Maya. Some call it primordial matter, some call it primordial energy, some call it Maya, some call it Shakti, some call it Prakriti. There are different names. At individual, what do you call it? Thank you. बाकी सब सोच रहे हैं. Mind. Okay, it is also known by the names. Another name for in Myanmar it is called as ignorance, because she deludes. Ignorance expresses as delusion and illusion. Ignorance expresses as two ways: delusion and illusion. Delusion about your essential nature, and because you don't know your essential nature, because of the power of this Maya Shakti, you start projecting everything else. ये ड्रामा उसने हमारे लिए क्रिएट कर दिया है. Where are we? हाँ. Or a combination of birth and death or shackles tying one to the mundane illusory world. This is what the Maya does. So when many people ask the question, when did this world begin? We don't ask that question. Why this world is like this? Why my parents are like this? Why do I have to go to school? Why I have to go to sit in a class for satsang? Why I have to do this? Why I can't grow up very quickly? Why can't I, why? Because the sky is high. There's no answer to this why. You have to just accept it. Did you, why did the sky, why the sky is blue? It is like blue, because of accept it. Accept it. Someone SMS'd me, someone I was showing. Swamiji, I've gone to India and I've got 2 Rakshasas in my house, and one is my mother-in-law, whom I'm very afraid of, and I'm having jitters going to India, and I don't know how I'm going to tell Swamiji, please bless, please bless, please bless. मैं दिखा सकता हूँ. And the second Rakshasa is my husband. Now what do I think? Is there a way to divorce both of them? I said yes. आजकल तो वो भी हो रहा है. इंडिया में भी पहला केस हो गया. The child has divorced his parents. बॉम्बे में ऐसा पागलपंती चल रही है. तुम किसी के हो ही नहीं, डिवोर्स क्या करोगे? Anyway, तो मैंने कहा you remain calm, you go there, you keep your mind on the Lord's name, and if any situation comes, go to the toilet and stay there. And then come out and then do the drama. You are good at doing drama. And then she says, again and again, what happened? Diarrhea. Nothing is there, but you go diarrhea again and again. How does it matter? You will not be in her firing line. She says, that's what I am practicing. I said, good. So, excited by you. Excited by you means this energy, this Shakti, she becomes excited, she becomes activated. Just like if Priscilla is standing, this woman is standing in front of that man. The moment she comes in front of him, the husband gets activated out of that fellow. Isn't it? The moment you come into this environment, immediately the students or the listener gets activated in this environment, isn't it? After this satsang is over, the moment we say Brahmarpanam Brahmavi, then the eater will get activated, a hungry person will get activated, isn't it? But till now, there is no hunger, because you know this class is going to end after some time. That's why you're not thinking about it. See? So, everything, we take a role only based upon wherever. If my eyes are looking at Dinesh, then I know Dinesh gets activated. And immediately with that, whatever Dinesh represents, Seema, the 2 kids, etc., everything will start. So same way, our mind gets activated when? Remember, what is the nature of mind? Manifestation and unmanifested. This is activation. Before this manifestation and unmanifestation, where was the Shakti? She was completely at one ment with her beloved, with the Param, with that one without a second. Then it got invoked. The moment it got invoked, manifestation began. You see, same thing is happening with your mind. Every night, your mind goes back to its source. It goes back to the Atma. You don't know it because ignorance. Then when you are in dream or waking, then it becomes manifest. The mind becomes manifest. So this activation, when you put the switch on, the electricity is always there, but it gets activated to express as light through this instrument, isn't it? Exactly the same way. In the presence of the Lord, in the presence of that Supreme Person, the Shakti gets activated. Does the Supreme Person have to do anything? No. You have to switch, put the switch on and off. But when this person comes, first it was 1, now that 1 became 2. because they are facing each other, just like a man and woman are facing each other, what was required to be done? Automatically the husband got activated and the wife got activated out of the person. Nobody did anything. She didn't say anything, he didn't say anything. That's it. So same way here, she gets activated and activated. So she is activated by you. This delusionary, कहाँ गया यार? हाँ. And this delusionary power creates a sense of importance and ego, and this results in pride, haughtiness, arrogance, and hypocrisy. Being infused by importance and ego, this pride and haughtiness produces three characteristic patterns of behavior, and they are called sattva, rajas, tamas. This ahankar which we are talking about here is not the ahankar that you and me are experiencing. This ahankar is that ahankar which is still present when you are sleeping. When the Shakti is absolutely quiet, there is something which is maintaining the body, which is digesting the food, that which is making the breath go in and out, that which is making the blood flow within your body. There is some power, no? For the Shakti to do all this work, the Shaktiman has to be there. That Shaktiman is the original Ahankar. That Ahankar is called as the Viraat Purush. Not Virat Purush, sorry. That original Ahankar is called as the Mahat Tattva or the Hiranyagarbha. So in this way, continuing in this thought, the 25th, 26th and 27th verse, तामसात् सूक्ष्म मात्राणि आसन् भूतान्यतः परं स्थूलानि क्रमशो राम क्रमोत्तर गुणानिह राजसानीन्द्रियाण्येव सात्विका देवता मनः तेभ्यो भवत् सूत्ररूपं लिङ्गं सर्वगतं महत ततो विराट समुत्पन्नः स्थूलात् भूतकदम्बकात् विराज पुरुषात् सर्वं जगत् स्थावर जंगमम. He says, Agastya Maharaj is, either you can say he is showing off what he knows about the truth. That is not the right way of approach. But when you see divinity in front of you, you automatically sing the glory of that. When you see a nice movie, you will sing the glory of that movie. Without anyone paying you any money, you will keep sharing, oh, that is a very fantastic movie, go and have a look at that movie, isn't it? We become free advertisers for that movie. Exactly the same way. Here, he is remembering. Here he is remembering the greatness of what is in front of him, what is its origin, what is its nature, and the whole the sequence of creation is getting, he is remembering. This must happen when you come to a satsang. This thought, what we are just expressing, has come in almost, if Vivek it has come, Panchadashi it has come, Bhagavad Gita it has come, Avadhut Gita it has come, every Upanishad it has come. So we must become clear that it is the one who is appearing as many on account of its Shakti. And this is what is being brought out here. Out of the tamas quality, which is the most base characteristic, emerge the 5 subtle perceptions of sounds, touch, seeing, hearing, touching, feeling and tasting. The 5 sensory subtle perceptions. We are not talking about gross perceptions, we are talking about subtle perception. Where do you see subtle perception? Where do you experience subtle perception? In dreams. You are seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting. Where? In the dream also, isn't it? Are you seeing any objects like in the gross world? No, there you are seeing, but it's all, the object is also the mind, the seer is also the mind, the experience is also the mind. Here, everything is broken up. Actually, it is the mind only, but we don't know that. We forget that. So here is telling that from the tamasic quality came the 5 gross elements, came the space, air, fire, water, earth, and from that came the seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, because for these 5 elements, the 5 senses are there. Because the 5 senses came, automatically the 5 sense perception, sense organs, for the 5 sense organs, the 5 sense perceptions also came about. It happened simultaneously. Is it that wife comes first and then the husband comes? Or the husband comes first and then the wife comes? Or the father comes and then, अच्छा बेटा आया कि नहीं आया बाहर अभी तक बच्चे में से? It's simultaneous, isn't it? Exactly the same way. So the moment the 5 senses come about at a subtle level, at that very moment the 5 subtle sense perceptions also come about. The moment gross 5 sense perceptions come, immediately the 5 gross sense perceptions also come about. Objects, sense objects also come about. Out of the second quality of Rajas emerged the 10 sense organs consisting of the gross body of the creature. So out of the Rajas, first came the 5 great elements from the Tamas. From that came the 5 senses which were not manifested yet. Now in the Rajas they are manifesting, and the 10. What are the 10 sense organs? Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. What are the Karmendriyas? What are the hands, feet? You should. What are the 5 sense perceptions? Seeing, eyes, nose, tongue, skin and ears, isn't it? Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, they are the 5. The organs. What are the 5 organs of action? Speech, hands, legs, anus and genitals. With these 5 organs of action, we interact with the world. And with the 5 sense perceptions, we take in the world. With these 5 organs of action, we interact, we hold the world, we communicate to the world. Whereas with the 5 sense perceptions, we ग्रहण करते हैं. समझ रहे हो? Continuing, from the sattvic quality were produced the patrons, gods, and of these 10 sense organs, as well as the mind, intellect, heart complex, the subtle body of the creature. With a combination of all these 3 sattva, rajas, tamas qualities, emerged the minuscule atom-like but all-encompassing attributeless called Hiranyagarbha. What is Hiranyagarbha? Hiranyagarbha means, Hiranya means gold, Garbha means womb, the golden womb. What is a golden womb? Golden womb is that womb in which all the possibilities are present in their unmanifest form. All possibilities are there, but they have not become grossified yet. So, what would be the Hiranyagarbha? What will be the equivalent of Hiranyagarbha at individual level? Quiet mind, but not sleeping mind. Brahmaji is Hiranyagarbha. Brahmaji is Hiranyagarbha. Out of him, the whole creation is emanating. Okay. Tamas में क्या होता है? When you say deep sleep, in deep sleep, possibilities may be there, but do you know? You don't know. They are not available. आ जाओ हरिओम प्रवीण, आ जाओ इधर आ जाओ, कुर्सी है यहाँ पे. हाँ दोनों बैठो, प्यार से बैठो. लव बर्ड्स है नहीं? Okay. So in that Hiranyagarbha, all the possibilities are there. The name of this Hiranyagarbha is the macrocosmic subtle body or Sutratma, and the equivalent of it at the individual level is called as Taijasa. Taijasa means the dream state. Hiranyagarbha is the total dream state. Taijasa is the individual dream state. What is the difference between the two? You are a slave of the individual dream state, and the Lord is the master of his dream state. Therefore, he is called the creator. Then who are saints and sages? Who have become masters of their dream state. Therefore, if they say it has to rain, it has to rain. If they say that she has to, if they bless someone with some whatever their wishes, or if they feel appropriate, it has to manifest, because they are masters of their mind. And we are not masters of our mind. If you recognize that you are the master of the mind, because that is the truth, then story over. Continue as you are continuing, but the disposition will be different. And in this way, now as a next step out of the combination of the 5 gross elements, which are space, air, fire, water and earth, so out of that Hiranyagarbha, the first person was born. That first person is gross body. What was that? Viraat Purusha, cosmic person. Cosmic person at the gross level, all possibilities are present in him, because Hiranyagarbha also all possibilities were there. Here in Virat also, everything is possible. The first person. And that is what is told here, Virat. Virat means that which is very large, huge, all-encompassing, colossus, macrocosmic gross body. Out of this Virat Purusha emerged or manifested the whole myriad animate or inanimate creation. And in this way, the story continues. Continuing, Devatir-yang bhanushyaschcha kala-karma-kramena tu tvam rajogunato bruhya brahma jagata sarva-karanam satvad vishnustvamevasya palaka sadbhiruchyate laye rudrastvamevasya tvanmaya gunabhedataha. He says, depending on the circumstances, time and deed, it is you who have manifested, revealed himself in different forms. And this is, see, first when we study Shankaracharya, normally what do we see? What do we say? I am not the body. I am not the world. I am not the senses. I am not the breath. I am not the mind. I am not the intellect. I am the Atma. And once you come to experience the Atma or be the Atma in your Samadhi Abhyas, then what is the next stage? That I am not only this mind, I am all the minds. I am not only these senses, but I am all the senses also. I am not only this body, but I am expressing through all the bodies. Meaning what? Such a person who has this experience is called as Bhagavan. What is the definition of Bhagavan? Bhagavan or Ishvara means he is the material cause of the creation and he is the efficient cause of the creation, meaning he creates the creation out of himself. The material is himself. Do you realize? Mom can realize my child is made out of me, but she forgets afterwards, tries to control it. Correct? But imagine you think this is my child. How do we think about all children? Our children? Because I got no children. All children are my children. But for you, my children are my children and other children are others' children. What will be God's position? All children, all waves are in me. They are inseparable from me. Can we come to that disposition while living in this human body? That is the ultimate. Then you cannot run away from anything, you cannot run towards anything. Because everything is complete. Because you have come to that. Till you don't come to this point, you will be running after somebody, or after something, or after some desire, or you will be running away from something or someone. But once you come to this disposition that everything is made of the same material, that one without a second reality, and that reality I am, I don't understand it at this moment, but by its grace it will reveal one day. Keep remaining focused. Just like all these rishis, along with Agastya Maharaj, were totally focused on Sri Ram for so many years, isn't it? Just like Eknath Maharaj was focused on Jnaneshwar Maharaj as his guru, and this was after 300 years Jnaneshwar Maharaj had taken Samadhi, and Jnaneshwar Maharaj came into his mind and blessed him and called him to his Samadhi place where he was buried. So there are n number of examples in our history, in our Mahabharata, in our Ramayana, in our the stories of various masters, where you can see unbelievable things happening, but that is only because they have taken themselves to be the complete, the total. We are feeling miserable only because we feel we are incomplete. You want to sit up? You're okay? So it is that one Virat Purush in which, who alone is manifesting, or in whom, just like in the ocean, the Virat ocean. Ocean means the larger than the largest. In that ocean, the whirlpools are also there, the waves are also there, the ice are also there, the tides are also there, the tsunamis are also there, the depth is also there, the shallowness is also there, the calmness, as the deeper you go, the calmness is there, the higher you go, or the surface you come to, turbulence is there, everything is there in it. But is ocean only turbulence? No. Is ocean only waves? No. If you put all these manifestations of ocean and say this is ocean, no. Ocean is more than all its manifestations put together. Isn't it? Exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. This Virat Purusha, in him, all these 14 lokas are there, the 7 higher and the 7 lower. All the devtas, the asuras, the human beings, the all different species, everything is there. He alone has become everything. And this he has done by taking support of his Shakti, by taking support of his Maya. You yourself has become the creator, the Brahma, by the Rajasic quality, Vishnu by the Sattvic quality, and the destroyer by the Tamasic quality, respectively. This is what the experts, meaning the sages, say and the scriptures say. Then, do you think Ramchandra ji doesn't know all this? You think Ramchandra ji doesn't know all this? He knows. So then why Agastya Maharaj is saying he can't stop it? Samne, if you see a beautiful sunrise, और अगर तुमने गायत्री मंत्र सीखा है, तो the moment you see the sunrise, you are on the bank of the river, automatically your hands will go in the river, pick up the water, and Om Bhurvuvasvaha Tatsaviturnam Bhargo Devate Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat. Does the sun want it? No. But it is your devotion and bhakti towards the Lord Sun, and you have trained yourself in that way. The moment you see your children, you automatically want to do the best for them, isn't it? तो वैसे ही this Agastya Rishi, the moment he is in front of this Sri Ram, who is even younger than him, he is only 18, 19 years old at this stage, or maybe 22, I can't remember. Abhi yahan se iske baad, so he started at 16, 17 years old from home. So now 14 years onwards, right? So abhi Sita has not been taken away. So maybe last year is starting now. Shri, we will read this 30th and 31st verse. Jagrat swapna sushuptyakhya vrittayo buddhi jair gunaihi tasam vilakshano rama tvam sakshi chinmayo vyayah srushti leelam yada kartum ihase raghunandana angikaroshi mayam tvam tada vai gunavaniva. Shri Ram, because of the mind intellect complex, three qualities, sattva, rajas, tamas, the creature has three states of consciousness, jagrat, swapna and sushupti. This is your experience also and mine also. But you are totally different and an independent witness to these, as you are an embodiment of eternal enlightenment, wisdom and truthful knowledge, and this is your experience and my experience also. We are making fool of ourselves and others by not accepting what is our natural disposition. Don't you know every day the waking, dream and deep sleep come and go? Don't you know it? If I asked, yesterday were you awake? Yes. Did you have a dream? Yes. Did you go to sleep? Yes. Did you? Yes. Now, your experience is the waking state is a mixture of three: waker, waking world and waking experience. So there is a special body in the waking. This is the waking body with waking senses and waking mind. Then in the dream, there is a dreamer, there is a dream world and there is a dream body also and dream mind also, isn't it? The waker cannot go into the dreamer cannot come into the waker, and these two both cannot go into the sleep, and the sleeper cannot come into all these. So none of these fellows, the waker, dreamer, sleeper, right now you are all waker, are you? Slowly going into sleeping mode, if I continue with this topic. स्टोरी कहाँ गई एकदम से ये वेदांत कहाँ से आ गया? So you are waker, but you have taken yourself to be a waker only with respect to this state. But you are also the dreamer. So what is your total what you call personality? Waker plus dreamer plus sleeper, because these are your three worlds, and these three are coming and going every day, and you know it, and these three cannot go into each other. Then who knows that these three are coming and going? That is the true person. That is the one who is beyond the three states. That is the person who is beyond the sattva, rajas, tamas. That person is the one who is beyond jagrat, swapna, sushupti, and recognize that. So he's saying, Ram, you are beyond sattva, rajas, tamas. We are saying you are also beyond sattva, rajas, tamas, because it's your direct experience. I just showed it to you. You have to accept it. That's all. We don't accept it. We will accept it in the satsang, and immediately after Purnamada, again we forget it. Again we forget it. So here he says, when you desire to create and expand that creation, you embrace your Maya for this purpose and pretend to become one who possesses various characteristic qualities and attributes. Exactly what you have done. Is there anything called marriage? I was also thinking about this. Swamiji, good you brought this point out. Is there anything called marriage? Just put a ring on your finger and Mangal Sutra around the neck and Jai Mala around the neck and thoda sa red powder in your mang, and now your husband, declared husband and wife. What happened there? It was all external, isn't it? तो हुआ कुछ नहीं, फिर भी सब कुछ हो गया. क्या हुआ? You accepted someone from your heart and your mind and in your intellect. You accepted that this is my life partner, isn't it? You accepted it. That's why you are committing till today. Those who have not accepted it, or somewhere along the way they find, nahi yaar, I'm missing out. I got other bigger purposes. This is not the purpose. छोड़ देते हैं. So यहाँ पे here when he says when you desire to create and expand, so you accepted someone as your with whom you want to live your life. So that one became to Shiva Shakti. Shiva said, I want to live my life with Shakti. Then what do you call? So Kartikeya was born, Ganesha ji was born, etc., etc. Isn't it? Then only the progeny came. You cannot go and have kids with anyone. They are called bastards. But because you have accepted someone, in the society it is accepted, in your mind and heart you have accepted, and with that you then expand your family, meaning expand your creation. Then that type quality, with what intention, with what quality, with what calmness, with what focus you conceptualized, that type of child will be born. Yesterday I was watching Mahabharata with the kids at home, and in that the Gandhari is first thing is the Dhritarashtra does not accept Gandhari as his wife, because Gandhari, the moment she hears that she has been selected by to get married to Dhritarashtra, who is blind, she says, I don't want to see the world if my husband doesn't see the world. Dhritarashtra was getting married to the Gandhari because she had a boon of 100 sons, and he said, she will become my eyes and we will rule the kingdom. But here something else was getting planned. She put the cloth on her eyes and she didn't want to see the world. And when she came, when they were getting married and they were in their bedroom, he said, I do not accept you. You may outside for the people, for the society, you are my wife, but I do not accept you as my wife. Then circumstances change, and then the priest, he was doing some puja, and at that time he said, when there's some, I can't remember the context, but he said, if someone does not accept his wife whole soul, with full love and commitment and surrender and as his own integral part, he resents that person, he's disliking that person, then the child that will be born will be of asuric nature. Even though after 1 year Dhritarashtra changes his tune, he becomes, no, you have a boon of 100 sons, give me a son, then my son will become the king of Hastinapur. If I don't become, what does it matter? She's very happy after so many months. Now at least she's experiencing the embrace of Dhritarashtra. And eventually she conceives. Now again problem. For 15 months, she has 9 months the child should be born. It's 15 months. She's not getting the labor pains. Again the priest is called. He says, if the child is in the womb for more than 12 months, 12 days, the child, if it is born, it will be of the asuric pravriti. But he will be full of knowledge, because Dhritarashtra is dharmic. He knows all the dharma. And what is the dharma? He is very, very powerful. He's got the strength. He's got the focus. He's very weak in hearing. He will hear, gets influenced by everyone. But he is very, very good person. He says this child who is going to be born is also going to be very powerful, will know what is right and wrong, but he will always do wrong. That is Duryodhana. art of conception. Intention matters. Intention matters. If you, oh, I didn't want to get married to you, but my parents forced me to get married to you. Now let's live together. तो क्या किस टाइप का बच्चा पैदा होगा फिर उसके बाद प्रॉब्लम होगी ना. Why I am telling you all this? Ramchandra ji or the Supreme Person or that Shiva, they just like Ramchandra ji accepted Sita with no bars, come as she was. Shivji accepted Parvati as she was. We have to also accept whoever comes into our life as they are, not with judgment, not with biasness, not with what we want to think of them as. Accept them as they are. And what are they? They are part of me. It is my expansion, or it is the Lord's expansion, and the Lord is expressing through me and the Lord is expressing through them. Let that be the nature of relationship rather than me versus them or etc. etc. And in this way, for that person, preparing to become the one who possesses various characteristics. Okay. Rama Maya Dvidha Bhati Vidya Vidyati Te Sada Pravriti Marga Nirata Avidya Vashavartinaha Nivritti Marga Nirata Vedantartha Vicharakaha Tvad-bhakti nirataye cha te vai vidyamaya smrutaha avidyavashagaye tu nityam sansarinaschate te vidyabhasarataye tu nityamuktasta eva hi. O Sri Ram, the Maya of yours always appears in two forms. What is the two forms? One is Vidya. There is one Vidya here. Vidya. And what is that Vidya? And the second is Avidya. Similarly, in Mundaka Upanishad came the Para and Apara. So what is Vidya? Vidya means that when your attention is on the truth, on the source. Avidya is that when your attention is on the other than the source. So what is awareness? What is Vidya? Awareness of the divinity or awareness of the self, the reality, etc. And avidya is when you have forgotten your essential nature, then that is avidya. Then avidya first expresses as delusion, which is called as forgetfulness, and that leads to projection, illusion, and thus man gets caught in his own illusion, means he hypnotizes himself and suffers thereafter. Those creatures who follow the path of indulgence and attachment are under the spell of avidya. श्रीखंड बहुत अच्छा बना है. कहाँ से बना है, कैसे बना है, क्या डाला, क्या नहीं डाला, भूल गए सब कुछ बाकी का. फटाफट, I want to possess, I should be able to make श्रीखंड like this. So when our attention is on other than the truth, while those who understand the essential meaning and teaching of the Upanishads, they are following the path of Vidya, and eventually they will attain liberation in this life. Hari Om Mama, come forward a bit so they can also sit. And such people automatically, when you are focused on the Vidya, meaning you are aware of the self, aware of Sri Ram or any other deity, here it is Sri Ram's glory that we are singing, when automatically the discrimination will begin, automatically the dispassion, the vairagya will come, automatically the detachment from the mundane will come about, automatically the mind will get focused, automatically, how does the, just like automatically the husband comes out of you when you see your wife, automatically. Exactly the same way. Automatically, once we become self-oriented, divinity-oriented, the consequent steps automatically start getting manifested in your life. And eventually it leads to enlightenment or liberation. I have no doubt about it. Again, those who are yoked to the mundane world, to the delusory world, consisting of cycle of birth and death, while those who have acquired Vidya, those who have become enlightened, wise, and are truly knowledgeable, are the ones who obtain eternal liberation once and for all. Those who are following the path of Vidya, they will be free of the cycle of birth and death, and those who are following the path of Avidya, they will remain getting again and again go through the cycle of birth and death and complain. Their whole life is only about complaining or achieving. And with this, लोके त्वद्भक्ति निरताः त्वन्मन्त्रोपासकाश्च ये विद्या प्रादुर्भवेत्तेषां नेतरेषां कदाचन आतस्त्वद्भक्ति सम्पन्ना मुक्ता एव न संशयः त्वद्भक्त्यमृतहीनानां मोक्षस्वप्नेऽपि नो भवेत्. In this world, Vidya, which is essential truth, enlightenment, truthful knowledge, emerges in the eternal self, or this Vidya is rooted in the eternal self, and only those creatures who are eager and dedicated and steadfast in your devotion, O Shri Ram. देखो, अब जो मैंने पहले बोला था वही है. So here is just elaborating it a bit more, that devotion and worship as well as concentrate on your holy mantra and nothing else. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. The only refuge, our refuge is not our wife or husband or our children or our wealth or our memories or our possessions, our parents, no, or those people whom we know, high flying people, no. Our only refuge is the feet of Sri Ram, the name of Sri Ram. When we are taken refuge, ananyas chintayanto mam, when we exclusively think about him, contemplate on him, on his name, tesham nityabhi yuktanam. Yuktanam, you make effort to, if you have to put effort, you put effort to take his name. यहाँ पे भी वही बात आई थी ना, कहाँ गया, पहले वाले में था. तो so contemplate on his mantra and on nothing else. Nothing else means ananyascha, exclusively. And such people, the devotion gets kindled within their hearts, and initially you may not believe it. Many people have started, they don't know who Ram is, who Krishna is, who this the deity is, but once you start chanting the name, just like when you get married, you don't know who the wife is, who the husband is, but living together, interacting together, calling each other again and again, slowly, the love, the affinity, the surrender, the companionship, everything starts building up within that relationship. Exactly the same way here, once we start taking the name of the Lord, as the purification happens. Purification is a simple rule. Yes, you can, in transcendental meditation, you have heard of transcendental meditation? Maharishi Mahesh Yogi follow. You can take a name called table and purify your mind. You don't have to take God's name. Because the principle is, the more focused your mind is, to that extent your mind is purified. But if the focus is on some thought which is of representing divinity, even better. If you can take the name of the table and know that table is nothing but divine, then no problem. But somewhere doubt might come. Yet, yeah, this table is very solid. How can it be divine? But tell me one thing. You take Sri Ram. When have you seen Sri Ram? Have you seen Sri Ram? You have only seen the image which someone else has made about him. Have you experienced Sri Ram? So there also you are blindly following the name. Here also you are blindly following the name. The rule is bring your mind from many thoughts to one thought. And when that happens, and if you can invoke the reality at that time, or that divinity, that this material, this table is nothing but a representation of the divine, or that Ram is nothing but the representation of divine, automatically all the consequent steps, they start manifesting within you. Then you don't need to study scriptures. If you study scriptures, good. The journey can be shortened. But actually there is no journey. And thus, steadfast in your path are without doubt liberated, free from this mundane existence. Verily, there is no scope of obtaining salvation without your sincere devotion, even in one's dreams. So, tvad bhaktya mritahinanam moksha swapnepi no bhavet. Moksha swapnepi no bhavet. You can't even dream about liberation without thinking of the reality. Kim Rama bahunokten saram kinchit abravimite sadhu sangati revatra moksha heturudahruta. Oh Sri Ram, what more can I say? I shall tell you the essential things on this subject. See, why, another way of looking at it, why Agastya Muni is giving all this knowledge to Sri Ram? Sri Ram has gone to so many saints and sages, Bhardwaj Muni, Valmiki Muni, and Vashishta Muni, he studied under him. He is a Brahma Rishi. Bhardwaj Muni is a Brahma Rishi. Valmiki is a Brahma Rishi. Now why he is giving all this information to him? Each one of the sages who came into his life, or each person who comes into our life, has a purpose. Each one will give you something. If I speak to her, something she will say, which will shift if I am available, it will shift my attention to the reality. If I think of Narayana, this Narayana, not that Narayana. But when I take his name, my attention goes to that fellow. See? When I take Lavanya's name or see her, immediately it goes to the Lalita Ambika. So everyone in our life is there for some purpose. तो यहाँ पे बोल रहे हैं कि oh Sri Ram, so Agastya Muni has come into his life. We can say that we must never say no to knowledge. Even now when I was in India, I think last 4 days I was with Swamiji. Wahi examples, knowledge, but every time you listen to it, if you are available, it seems new. कि यार ये वाला मैंने पहले कैसे मिस कर दिया point. Or you interact with that same information with such intensity and calmness inside that this is what I came here for. Why do you eat food every day? Because it satisfies you, isn't it? We should do satsang also because it will satisfy our mind. We sleep every day. Why? Because it rejuvenates our mind. Bhagwan ka naam. Take the name of the Lord again and again. It's the food for your mind. So here he is saying, so that's what Ramchandra ji is doing. He is moving around various saints and sages, reminding. It's like a reminder that who am I really? This is the purpose of life. And whatever is your purpose, it is automatically going to manifest anyway. And in this way, I shall tell you the essential things on this subject. Company of saints who are pure, sincere, without a corrupt mind and intellect, has been the main cause of attaining emancipation and salvation. So we must seek the company of saints and sages. We must seek the company of good people, satsangi people, again and again and again and again. साधव समचित्ताये निस्पृहा विगतैषिणः दान्ता प्रशान्तास्त्वद्भक्ता निवृताखिलकामनाः इष्टप्राप्ति वित्योश्च समासङ्गविवर्जिताः सन्न्यस्ताखिलकर्माणः सर्वदा ब्रह्मतत्पराः यमादिगुणसम्पन्नाः सन्तुष्टा येन केनचित् सत्सङ्गमो भवेद्यर्हि त्वत्कथाश्रवणे रतिः. Those persons who are even-minded, unruffled, unwavering, calm, balanced, equanimous, when sukha dukkha same krutva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yuddhasva. Our war is not with the world. Our war is not with the people. Our war is with ourselves, that we remain in the center, in equanimity. Whether joy comes, we don't get excited. If sorrow comes, we don't get dejected. If gain comes, we don't get excited. If loss comes, we don't suicide. If victory is there or defeat is there, we continue to remain. Na, yes, I did it. Nahi. And the moment defeat comes, then you are in mental asylum. We don't want that. So what is the job? Here he is saying that these saints are such people who are staying in the middle. They are equanimous, they are centered, are without desires, wants, attachments. They don't want the world, they don't want family, they don't want children, they don't want power, they don't want wealth, whether it is physical or spiritual. They don't want. That's why they are saints. And sincerely devoted to you, devoid of all kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, and are continuously in the neutral mode, even while going through the throes of destruction. So you look at example I am giving you. Even when Dronacharya and Bhishmacharya, both of them, they died on the battlefield. What was their disposition? Even after being pierced by hundreds of arrows, Bhishmacharya is maintaining his calm and poise. And towards the end, he gives Vishnu Sahasranam and knowledge to Yudhishthir, isn't it? He is the giver of Vishnu Sahasranam. Dronacharya, when he sees one attachment he had, which was his son, Ashwatthama. When he heard that Ashwatthama has died, even though he was not dead, he says, I don't have any purpose. In the middle of the battlefield, he collected all his energies, he collected all his thoughts, and there and then, in the middle of the battlefield, he sat in meditation. It's the cowardice of Drishtadumna that he killed a person who was not having any weapons, but he was born from the fire for the purpose of killing Dronacharya. So his destiny was different. But what my point here is, Dronacharya, why he could do that? Because he has practiced all his life to remain centered. That is the main practice that we have to do in our life. Remain centered. Don't get affected. Why fan is going on the top? Why it is not coming towards us? Why it is going to Swamiji more? Are we not also human beings? We don't have a skin or what? We don't feel hot or what? Immediate comparison. I think, kya hai iska naam? Anup is smart. Instead of sitting there, he came and stayed in the line of the fan.
I thought you will not notice this.
Nothing gets unnoticed, man. Everything is out. When you are aware, when you are alert, nothing misses your attention. We may not say it, but it is there. And continuing, and such a person abandons all deeds. He does not regard himself as the doer or expects any reward or punishment for it. Are always the followers of Brahman, the Eternal One, are endowed with yama and niyama. These virtues, yama, niyama, they do not disturb the world, they do not get disturbed by the world. Usme ahimsa, asteya, aparigraha, etc., etc., all those 10 values are there. But when you are thinking about the truth, automatically these 10 qualities of yama, niyama, they get invoked within a person and are contented and satisfied with whatever comes their way. Such person who possess these virtues are truly sadhavaha. They are the sadhus. They are the ones, even if a person commits so many mistakes towards them or abuses them, they still are, with the next moment, they are ready to forgive that person, because everything is part of that one consciousness. That's where their attention is. From that power, the magnanimity of forgiveness comes in a sadhu. But if I keep maintaining that you are separate to me, I am going to take the revenge. Go to Afghanistan then. You will be born in Afghanistan. From the last 2,000-3,000 years, they are only taking revenge for each other's family. When one gets initiated, means gets communion with such saints, one develops endearment and interest in your divine stories. And that's what we do here. We come together with like-minded people. We are listening to Adhyatma Ramayan. And what is happening here as a result of that? We get food. Nice buffets there afterwards. No. But our heart gets kindled with love for Ram. Our heart gets kindled that with a recommitment to commit to Sri Ram, or that divinity, that reality that he is, in whichever form we may see him or interact with him. And in this way, अभी बहुत है. We'll leave it here. Where did we conclude? 39th verse. Yeah. So the whole idea is here towards the 37th to 39th verse, that we must remain in company with saints, sages, with people who have a neutral mind, those who are not taking sides, those who are continuously chanting the name of the Lord, etc., etc., those who are not having too many desires, those who are not wanting to change the world, those who are not living for survival, those who are not wanting to make an impact on the world, those who are content within themselves as they are, no matter what is taking place outside in the world. We are not here to manipulate the world, we are not here to corrupt the world, we are not here to improve the world, we are not here to give direction to the world. Let Lord decide that. You become the right instrument in the hands of the Lord. How is that possible? Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. In this manner, keep remembering the name of the Lord. That name itself will purify your heart, and everything that we have just told will start happening. I am not saying that. Adhyatma Ramayan is saying that. Adhyatma Ramayan is saying through the mouth of Agastya Rishi, who is sitting in front of Sri Ram and singing his glory. Bolo Syavar Ramachandra ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Bolo Bhai Sab Santan ki jai, Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai, Ganga Maiya ki jai, Jamuna Maharani ki jai, आज के आनंद की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये, हर हर महादेव। जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ, जय जय श्री गुरुदेव दत्त। ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Just sit quietly for a moment. हरि ओम।